Bad news.
We got an older truck now.
We're not supposed to be in this truck. Well, this is a rental truck.
This is below his standard.
This is way below my fucking standard.
And it's not his color. He's not into the baby blues.
Anyways, guys, give me a second while I share this out. So, what I wanted to talk about was our experience and what has happened. We jackknifed. All right.
We had a boo-boo.
We had a boo-boo. All right. This is
not recommended.
This is a real deal. I could have kept this on the down low and not said anything, but I just said fuck it. I'm just gonna say what it is. And we were up in Massachusetts area. Was it last night? 2 nights before.
It was on Wednesday night.
Wednesday night.
We were coming into a Thursday morning. We were going to be heading towards Indiana.
Right. And so, anyways, what happened was at 5 o'clock, give or take, after we had gotten reloaded.
Maybe it was Thursday. I can't remember.
Yeah, maybe it was Thursday.
It's Saturday. Yeah, it was Thursday.
Unlock the phone.
So, guys, these little things are for you guys to hopefully grow from our mistakes. Things that we all think we're, I don't know, what did you say it?
Sheila, sorry. So, anyways, what happened was we got loaded and we were driving through Storm Grayson. You guys know that hit the East Coast pretty hard. And we had to pick up one more pallet or whatever the case was. And we were about 30 miles, right? 30 miles away from the next load.
Yeah, it was it's coming down into the middle to late evening part of the night. Like 7, 8 o'clock. And it was getting cold out, man. We had the storm fronts. Been dealing with them all day long. So, we were 30 miles out from, Springfield, MA. And we had to go in there to a postal stop.
Can people hear us?
Yeah, I can hear it.
You can hear it. Okay.
Yeah, so we were going in there to pick up the second to last stop. And then we're heading to Indiana. So, guys, it's cold. Those bridges and transitions from the pavement to bridges, it's a pain. You think, I'm just traveling at like 30 miles per hour or whatnot, and we had a full load, with almost 30,000 pounds, and it was just enough to give us the problem we didn't want. So it could have been a lot worse.
Could you log in mine?
You want me to log into your Facebook?
Yeah.
All right.
So pretty much, I was awake. When this happened, and I was in the seat, on the second seat or whatever, and Brandon was driving, and when it happened, it just happened it happened real fast. It really did.
Well, we had 2 other black ice situations driving down the road throughout the day, within 4 hours earlier, and he was awake during both those times. Up doing whatever he was doing, stretching his legs, whatnot, and those things can be recovered, people, but you have to not panic and do the wrong thing. I've always been taught, instructed by senior drivers, watch your direction, take your foot off the gas, and let that it calm itself. Right or wrong, that's what we did, or I did earlier in the day, and I tried to do it again. Something with that bridge being way colder than it is with the pavement and all that, the structure itself, threw us into a scenario we could not correct.
Nope.
And Hamlet watched me, and he said, he goes, dude, he goes, you were calm. You know, and thank God. I mean, because it could have been a whole lot worse. We were on a bridge, and we could have ended up in the drink.
Yeah.
Taking a bath, hypothermia type of bath, and
we probably could have been dead, bro. We could have never gotten out of there.
I mean, 2018 would have been a wash.
Yep.
So we're both thankful, and the company as a whole is thankful that didn't happen to be worse. Pardon my cold, but nobody else was hurt. Nobody else was involved. So blessings from above. Jesus take the wheel, whatever you want to call it. It's but take from even our owner's perspective, he said sometimes it's just better to shut it down, guys. Save yourself the headache and the trouble all within. When we wouldn't have to be in this truck.
Yep. And you know, just to recap as people coming in,
don't forget to like.
Yeah, don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button for the new guys coming in, or girls or whatever.
Because we do this for you guys.
Anyways, Brandon was driving, right, and I was sitting in the seat, and we were watching the weather. You know, I was sitting up just because of the weather, and you know, just to be the second set of eyes or whatever. We weren't passing anybody, and he was going about 40, 45, not even speeding, weren't passing nobody, was on the right lane, and you know, doing all the fundamentals that we know as truck drivers or whatever.
Yeah.
And
there were plows out there plowing the area, and I had a clear line of tracks from before, another truck and trailer, cars.
You guys know that, you know, when you ever hit that, you know, the bridge, or when it goes from, you know, the pavement, the highway, and the bridge, you know how they're not together, they're separated because they needed, you know, that movement or whatever. And typically when you hit these spots, you know, when you hit those spots, you know, your truck bounces, your car bounces up a little bit. And ever since, you know, from what I could recollect from what happened, we hit that bump, the truck went up a little bit, and then we slowly went into the middle of two lanes, and it started going this way, and then he turned the wheel just a little bit, and then it started going this way. But then it just really
that trailer came around
around the right side and just took control of the truck. And
see, I saw it go into the left. The trailer the truck was already pointed towards the left. So I was just trying to steer it in the direction I wanted to go. Hopefully that the trailer would come back around and we would find a straight point of direction. But you know, like I said, there were no rough movements.
There was no rough movements.
And don't hit the brakes. Those things, once you hit your brakes, I've always been told, it's like you got that ice built up on there, and it's like a set of skis.
Yep.
And you're just going to slide. So,
I mean, so when that trailer went around and then, you know, the tractor went this way, we were going head on to the guardrail, right? Head on to the guardrail. And at this, I can't remember how fast we were going or anything at this spot, you know, because I don't know if it's sped down or went up or whatever. But we were going pretty fast. I mean, I felt like I had my feet up on the dash. You know, I was just like really like shit, you know. And excuse my language, but we're going straight to this guardrail, and then, you know, I heard Brandon like fuck, you know. And you know, all jokes aside, you know, it was just boom, we hit it. And you know, I'm just glad that we didn't keep going, because if we would have kept going, we would have been in that water, dude.
Oh yeah,
we would have been in that water.
It was dark. We couldn't see exactly where
it was. It was whiteout conditions. It was dark as all hell. And when we got out, when I got out,
there were flurries coming down.
Yeah.
Wow. It's a scary situation.
Yep.
And all I can tell you is at the last minute, I brought. The only thing I could think to do was at that last second.
Right when we were about to hit that guardrail?
Yeah, before I hit that guardrail, seconds before, and so when I lightly tapped the brake, just to kind of like cushion that blow if I could. And we didn't hit as hard as I thought we could have. because it just mangled it up a little bit. It cushioned our blow.
Yep.
Be it there was snow behind it, I don't know. But
so we got some comments right here. Saw the pics. Is the truck totaled?
We don't know yet.
We don't know yet. I don't think it's gonna be totaled. It's not that. It is bad, but it's not that bad.
It's got the right side gas tank is crunched up.
Yeah, the right side gas tank is.
The flare, the fairings are
oh, the fairings all over the place. They were all over the place, dude.
That compartment underneath the bunk there, it's mangled. So,
yep.
You know, the door and all that, it's gonna have to be, you know, repositioned and whatnot.
Yeah, because I couldn't open that door. Remember?
Yeah.
It was hard. So I got a quick picture. You know, I showed it on the cover. Let's see if the glare. All right, you guys can see more or less. You can see the sleeper got crunched up on that one side. And
it's on there on Hamlet or Cybertron.
On my Facebook, it's on there. So if you guys follow me on Facebook or whatever,
YTA is it what?
YTTA.
YTTA, yeah.
Yeah, it's on there. Then also, what happened to the trailer? I didn't think anything happened, but once we got it straightened out, like the tow truck guys came out and straightened us out, there was some damage to the trailer. Let me go back to these comments because I seen somebody else say something. I'm glad you're okay. Yeah, bro. My wife is glad I'm okay. You know, that's family, everybody. Family. My phone's been ringing off the hook. Everybody saying, you know, glad you guys are alive and all that. What's the next comment? What's up, guys? We got 1520 John. 1520 John. Where was this at? This was in
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts, around.
We're coming into
Auburn.
Auburn. Yeah, we were like 30 miles out of Auburn.
Yep.
So we had just been in Auburn the night before. We actually got dinner in town there at the Chili's, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So it was bad the night before, but not as bad as it was that night. So
yeah.
Note to self: no matter how bad you think getting that extra 100 miles or an extra hour in on the clock,
that shit ain't worth it.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know, man.
Places where there's no
so
truck
crazy,
stops,
man.
Sometimes it's just better to take a stop outside on a outskirt highway somewhere and call it good.
Yeah.
Till that sun comes out or something.
Right.
And it's a tough call because when you're teaming, you're thinking
you're trying to keep the truck moving. You know what I mean?
How can I get the most out of what I got? Because let's face it, these little e-logs. I mean.
There's only so much you can do.
But your life is worth more than these. Yeah. So if you got to sacrifice a little time, the money, you'll work it out in the end on the next run.
Yep. So, let me break down to you the cost of this shit. All right?
Yeah.
Let's be real. What is a proper way to prevent a jackknife? We got a question.
I don't know, man. Like I said, we had a couple of black ice scenarios during the daytime when the sun was out a little bit. And
if you have trailer brakes, you know the trolley valve.
But
the trolley valve ain't gonna help you if you're on ice. That trolley valve is not gonna help you if you're on ice, regardless.
It was so quick, guys. It was so quick,
yeah.
And you think that like I said, I was calm. I didn't, I had the respect for the vehicle and the controls in and of itself, but. That split second,
I'm gonna put this over here, bro.
You can.
Looking like glowworms in here.
Okay. Yep. That's cool.
There we go. All right.
So yeah, I mean, how you prevent it? It's a case by case scenario, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
if you're in dry conditions, that trolley valve will definitely help you because the trolley valve is a trailer brake that it's just it locks up the trailer brakes and not the truck. So essentially, what you're doing is you're pulling the trailer back and it's gonna just straighten everything out. It's like,
but those brakes are touchy, guys. I mean, I've only got three plus years of experience. This is my second full in winter type conditions out there. So I mean, there are some more senior drivers out there that just probably tell you. And at the end of the day, like we already said. You have to decide how much is it worth it to you to take that risk.
And every truck is different, bro.
Every truck performs a little bit different.
Yeah.
We had, like I said, a full load.
of U.S. mail.
And now we put ourselves in this scenario nobody wants to be in, where they have to explain to shippers and receivers
why your shit is not here on time.
I mean, we got calls last night. We were just trying to get from, and when those winter conditions are bad, let me tell you, it's hard to hop a flight.
Yeah.
We tried to hop a flight. Hamlet stepped out and tried to get us tickets to coming here, making all the plans happen, and sometimes those things don't line up.
Yeah.
And we ended up driving all night long to get out here to Chicago.
So that and that was the predicament. After the night we got towed, and on the night that we got towed, the tow truck guy was grumpy as all get out, but
he had 50 some years of towing. So I mean, like I say to everybody, whatever in life, you got the gentleman like that guy. He had, he's from the area, Boston, Mass. I mean, the guy had the full on accent. And he goes, "What you gonna do, guy? You better."
Yeah, he was on my ass, man. Listen, he was like, "Where we dropping this trailer? Where we doing this, yo?" I'm like, "Yo, my man, I can't even think straight right now. Like, give me a second, bro." Like,
he's sitting over here, like he's sitting bitch right between the shifter, and on a pile of freaking books and a snow jacket.
Yeah,
and it's like the guy. He's just like he.
Guy was relentless, dude.
He was 3 hours out there playing in the snow, taking the drive axle off and everything else, and the shaft off.
But while he was doing that, we were trying to stay warm, man, because the truck got fucking cold, man. It got cold real quick. And, good thinking on you, because you bought that electric heater, man.
That little electric blanket, guys. Yeah. For the $27...
If it's one thing that you take from this video, is get you an electric blanket.
$27. I tell you what, if you can plug it into that cigarette lighter and you've got 5 or 6 or 7 hours of, like even that night he hit the deer, only back in December. I mean, guys, we've had some luck, and he said that for like 3 hours he was sitting in the back of this truck, trying to get whatever heat he could from whatever blankets or jackets he had. So. But yeah, for that a half an hour, 40 minutes, whatever, we were sitting in the cab waiting for them to say, "Okay, get in the tow truck." We plugged in the electric blanket and kind of just cuddled up with it.
So some of the things that, when you're going through the scenario, I had trucker pass, so I'm looking at the dealer around me. The nearest dealer, thank God, it was only like 8 miles away. But then,
that took forever, man.
Yeah, but it was such a small dealer,
Small. Well, the thing is, the gentleman that was towing us, he goes, because online you can look at all these geographical...
I'm on Google Maps. I'm like, yo, we got mass space here to drop a trailer.
Yeah,
he was like, you ain't gonna do it. You ain't gonna do it.
He goes, you're crazy.
He's like, I don't know what town you're from, but we don't do things like that around here. I'm like, yo, my man's work with me, bro. I don't got no options right now. Like. No truck stops want to take my. I can't drop a trailer.
Can't drop a trailer. A trailer.
And
we ain't towing it back to freaking where was it in Connecticut? We got it from.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you work in with all these little things in a split second, and in his favor, I mean, by the time we got in the tow truck, dealing with the coldness inside the broken truck.
Yep.
And he's trying to wrap his head around, business-wise, who's paying for the tow truck ride, who's doing this, where am I going, how am I going to explain all this stuff? So you got all these things split-second-wise. So this tow truck driver, God bless his little heart, 50-some years in the business, he says, make a decision.
Yeah, make a decision.
He wanted us to just say, at the end of the day, we'll drop the truck at this body shop, Darius, and he'll take the trailer back to his tow yard and charge us by the freaking day.
By the day, and I'm not trying to have that.
Second.
I'm not trying to have that. Because if I had to come out on that, bill, I'm not feeling that.
There's not enough money coming out of that load in and of itself.
Yeah, exactly.
Even for only getting it up to Springfield, let's say.
Right, exactly. So. Let's see what else. So the next question is, good, you got out safe. As a potential owner op, were you set up for this situation?
company-wise.
So many experiences of me dealing with tow trucks and figuring out, you know, the trailer going here, this and that. I am much better prepared if this would have happened for the first time in my life. So I'm getting more and more accustomed of the procedures and what do I got to do, and I'm not just like you know, calling the wrong people. You know what I'm saying? Money wise, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it, but you need to have your money stacked up because this is it's gonna be very expensive for me right now. And he's, and you know, I'm paying him as a company driver. So regardless, I gotta pay him, I gotta pay the truck, and I gotta pay the rental truck. All right.
Well, he doesn't have to pay me. He can ship my ass home.
Right. Get the fuck out. You crashed my truck, bro. What the fuck?
Whoa.
No. Listen.
Hit the road, Jack.
Listen.
I'll drop you off in Louisiana.
Listen.
Get you a Greyhound ticket.
No, man. Listen. Brandon, all jokes aside, you know, right. I'm just glad I was awake, all right? I was awake in that seat because it is different, me crashing my truck than somebody else crashing my truck. You know what I'm saying? Right. Especially when you're a one-man operation or, you know, one-truck operation, two-truck operation. You take this, little blows like this is very detrimental to your, you know, success or whatever you want to call that. And I'm just glad I was awake for this because at least I know you weren't like, you quickly looked at your phone or you know, you dropped your soda or...
Well, there's a lot of distractions.
You know what I mean? So many little quick distractions. And I'm just glad I wasn't waking up to like, you know what I mean? Waking up like on some shit like that, you know?
Yeah,
so
I mean, my buddy Doug, he told me about an incident years ago when he was running team with his best friend. And he said all he heard from his best friend was, Josh, he's like, hey, hold on, we're going over. And it's like through Oregon, down some field and stuff. And it's like, you know, nobody wants to wake up to that in the bunk, you know. But, you know, and then, like, let's face it, guys, when you come to teaming, it's tough. You know, there are moments when you hear or you feel a little something in the road and you're like, what the hell is he doing?
Yeah.
You know, I can wake up and, you know, all joking aside, and Hamlet's got his earphones on and he's got his music, he's in his rhythm and all that, he's singing his beautiful little song that he loves, and he's not distracted, but he's keeping it real in the moment. So I understand for him, you know, until you experience something like this and he saw it firsthand is what he's saying. Yeah. It makes his a little bit of trust more, that trust grows.
Yeah.
And
if you're teaming and you guys are going through some snow like that or something that you guys are not comfortable, both of your asses need to be up, all right? Yeah. Both of y'all need to be up and, you know, just be that second set of eyes.
Sets of eyes are better than one.
Earlier that day, I mean, I was helping him. I was, you know, reaching my hand out through the windshield, smacking the blade so that the ice comes off and cleaning up, you know, do things like that so that, you know.
Got a little coat hanger trying to stab the ice.
Yeah. So, I mean, anyhow...
there's so much you can learn from all this stuff, guys, and that's the important thing that we're getting at is, you know, what do you take from it at the end of the day?
Yeah. What wind up happening? So what wind up happening is there was no like driver error or anything like that sort of sense. There was nothing like that. It was just a police report.
The police report. I mean. You know, presidents right there, Boston, Mass, you know, their police force out there, they got us out there. They controlled the scenario, the highway, you know, pushing traffic off the way it needed to be, and then getting the tow trucks in there how they wanted. They wrote up the report, and I mean, I was surprised. Even on the report, it didn't say, we clipped the freaking...
the guardrail.
The guardrail.
Yeah.
And you thinking, shoot, man, that's going to be another, you know, 40 grand.
Whatever, right? Damages.
You know, you hit a telephone pole and your insurance is like, hey, guess what? Your premium just went up by freaking 10% or whatever. Right. But they didn't have none of that on the freaking report. I don't know why exactly. Maybe they'll have a bill in the mail down the line. I don't know. But, you know, to the report in and of itself just says weather related. But I think if we had clipped another vehicle, that's my worst nightmare. Yeah. When it comes to this truck and trailer and just safety on the road, I see a lot of four-wheelers doing a lot of stupid stuff, and I know we can't see everything, and there's sometimes we in a blind spot. You know, we get a potential other vehicle out there on the road that we didn't see, and we could have hit and scared the crap out of them. But at the end of the day, that would have been my worst nightmare, is take out a family of 4 and ourselves.
Yep.
And that didn't happen.
Thank
so
God.
At the end of the day, you got to keep it real.
Yep. So, thinking negatively, if you were in this situation, and if you're looking up this video and you're thinking to yourself, like he was thinking, like, fuck man, my career's over. Like he was in that predicament, and one aspect, you got 2 different minds going. He's like, fuck man, my career's done, like I'm not gonna be able to drive trucks. And then in one aspect on me is like, fuck man, where the hell how am I gonna have this money set up? All these different things, going on, these emotions going on in this truck. So
I still apologize. I told him this morning, I said, dude, I'm so sorry about this. And he's been really upstanding and said, I'm just thankful we're still alive to kick it and work this stuff out, all joking aside.
So we got another comment. Oh, we got Mitchell Michael, bro, what's good? Yo, hammer toes. What's good? It was last year. So we got from Juan Ortiz. It was last time this year. Ruben from YTTA also jackknifed, if I remember correctly. I'm like, oh man.
It happens, guys.
It happens. It could happen to anybody. Listen.
It could be a clear, beautiful blue day and just
be
cold out. So you just never know. I'm just saying in general.
And I try to run this, scenario through my head, and think like, what if I was driving? You know what I mean? Could have been different, But honestly, the conditions that we were driving in that shit was crazy. It was pretty. It's just I've been so accustomed driving that kind of weather that I guess you get complacent. You know what I'm saying? You say, oh yeah, I did it 1 time, did it 2 times, did it 3 times. Hey, we got this. You know what I'm saying? So going back, so let's finish these comments so I could finish. Young Vet the Trucker, gotta go. You guys be safe. Keep us. All right, man. And Daryl Scott, glad y'all okay, brothers. I'm glad we're alright. So listen, because I know. Let's talk about the trailer. The trailer, two of the panels got pushed in on my trailer.
You guys can see the picture right there, like slightly. I mean,
right.
Yeah, that's a bad jackknife right there, baby.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen worse.
I've seen worse. Yeah. One of the other things is that the trailer got pushed in. The 2 of the walls got pushed in, and I had just bought that trailer. I had it for about 3 months.
Right. Well, we got, I came on board in November, and we got it towards the middle to end of November.
Right. So
it's
2 months?
It's 2.5 months old.
Right.
It pushed the seam in. So basically, right where the rivets join the seams together, it's got a couple punched in points. So, I mean, those panels are going to have to be straightened out. And
luckily, it's no structural damage to the trailer, and the load didn't got messed up, and there's no cargo claim. So one of the biggest issues is
the trailer still tracks straight down the road.
Yeah,
I mean they pushed the trailer and the truck straight and locked all the lights back up, put airlines to it, and I mean that tow truck driver, you guys have a tough job. And that guy, he backed it into some holes.
That hole, that was amazing.
I was like, yeah. Whoa, my hat's off to you, man. Yeah. So, but that's just experience, guys. I mean, like I said, 4 years right here.
We're back on. Hey, sorry about that. Sometimes this thing drops the connection for some reason. So what I wanted to talk about was how much this is going to cost. So because this has happened with me with the deer thing, these accidents, the deer and this accident, they're not going under my name, which is one of the good things about leasing a truck, because when you don't have your name tied up to this insurance, that doesn't go on your record. So when you go out and apply for your authority, even though you might have had accidents, it ain't gonna show up. So if you're looking to come into the owner op game, really think about doing a lease purchase, with a decent company and a fair contract, because if you get into an accident, that's not gonna hurt you. When you go apply for your MC, the only issue is that now, because the trailer is involved, that's gonna actually hurt me because the trailer is under my name, and so what sucks is, let's talk about money wise. What sucks is the deductible for the truck is 2.5. The deductible for the trailer is 2.5. So we're already 5 bands out the door. I'm already 5 bands out the door.
And let me throw this out there. I mean, even on the night we were sitting there, and he had the deer incident in December, guys. So he dealt with the towing on that and all that kind of stuff. He already experienced that. So, but even that night, we're sitting there, and I'm sitting there, and the guy said 2,600 and some change
just for the tow.
For the tow,
we were only 10 miles on that tow.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good hour jaunt through the Boston, Mass, township and all that. But, hey, you as an owner op, I'm not even an owner op yet. I'm thinking about it. I'm learning quite a bit from Hamlet here, and hopefully you guys are as well. But I'll tell you what, even in that little clinching moment, I tell you what, my pucker factor went, whoa. I don't care how big your AMX card is or what business credit card, dude.
It's a lot of money.
It's scary in the moment.
Yeah.
Because you're
when the guy's on the phone and he's calling with the price, he's like, yeah, okay. I'm writing. I'm seeing every little single digit he's writing. 2, 6, 0,
500 this.
Fuck.
Yeah, but like he said at the end, he goes, I can't drop it until the payment clears.
Yeah.
And he wasn't, and he said at one point, because we were trying to get the company, and they were going to take care of the tow bill.
Mm-hmm.
But even like he said to me at one point, he goes, because she was waiting for a printout so she could see why it was all this. What
was the detail breakdown?
What was the detail breakdown? Yeah. And he goes, tell your girl in your office, if she waits too much longer, it might, the price is going to go up.
The price is going to go up.
So, even in those moments, the pucker factor aside, you sit there and you go, now my truck isn't working. We didn't know what the end results were.
Yep.
Were we going to rent a truck somewhere else? Is the insurance going to cover this rental?
The tow. The main thing was a tow for me.
The tow in the moment.
And
because the money is ended right then and there. I'm looking at spending money, guys.
Yep. And one of the things is that if you were, let's say, your own authority and you didn't have help from a company, you would have to have that credit card in hand and just swipe it, pay the tow, and the insurance is, you're hoping that the insurance pays you off later, and so was the case, is that I didn't really have to. I just called the company and the owner swiped his credit card over the phone and paid for it, and he gets reimbursed later. So if you're thinking about your own authority, that's probably what you're gonna have to go through.
Let's face it, guys, not every owner out there is as good as Hamlet or this guy we work for. Even for me, from my perspective at the moment, I'm thinking, I'm way out in Boston. He could be like telling me, because his wife, an hour later, she's on the phone with him and she goes, hey, just come to Miami on vacation with me and the kids and all that.
Yeah.
And we'll wait till see how this truck thing happens out. But I'm thinking, from my perspective, guys, he could tell me, hey, sorry, kid. Good luck on getting home. I can get you a bus ticket.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it. There are some employers out there that would go, these are your options.
Yep.
So I'll cover you to this point, but good luck.
Yep. So we talked about the deductible. 2,500 truck, 2,500 trailer, 5,000 right there. Then the headache of Now we still got a load in that trailer. So what's happening now is that the company doesn't want, you know, to get a cargo claim, right? Because you roll up to the shipper and they see daylight through the inside of that trailer.
They're looking at damage.
They're looking at, hey, this load is done. This cargo claim, and nobody wants that cargo claim. And
because it's bad on the company side and it's bad on the driver's side.
Right, exactly, all around. And so now we got to try to figure out. I try to go to a warehouse and get it reworked, because what wind up happening, because I have had so much experiences with being down, that I know now you got to get your ass in a truck, and keep rolling regardless. So what luckily for me is that I did have a second truck. You guys seen that, the 1999. But the problem that sucks is that I didn't register. I didn't do the title as soon as I bought it. I literally did it after Christmas Day. So I can't really register until I get the title, and so I can't really use that truck right now until the state gives me back my title and I can register it. So luckily for me, the owner of the company that I'm leased onto, he has a truck here that nobody's using, and I said, hey, put me in it, and he gave me a trailer as well. So we're gonna go back to Boston. We gotta get that load out of that trailer, get it reworked so that we put that, all the U.S. mail in there into the other trailer, and then I got to drop my trailer at the utility so that the estimate can start, being worked on, and then get it offloaded, and then we can start anew. You know what I mean?
So, but also the smart money in this lesson also is he's choosing to pick up while we picked up here in Chicago, he's getting a load going back east.
Yeah.
So we're hopefully going to make some money to keep all these bills paid. Yep. Keeping me paid, keeping him paid.
Yeah, you're not going to get I'm sorry, buddy.
I'm taking it. I'm getting a tomato.
Hey, listen, buddy. You ain't getting paid, all right?
I had to pay for my own breakfast this morning. What the frick?
What the frick? But no, and then one of the other things is, like, what was happening is that, obviously once we got towed, we spent the night in the hotel. Then at the night of the hotel, that's when you got to be in your game plan. You got to start thinking, what's going to happen tomorrow? What do we need to do? Because
I got a great night's sleep.
Listen. The what happened with the trailer? What happened with just the truck alone with the deer accident took 10 days to get done. This is gonna take easily, I'm thinking, a month, right? And
you should have seen this little lady in the office at Darius.
Volvo. Darius Volvo.
Oh,
right?
My God! He asked just a simple question of, hey, so
in your experience,
do you think Monday or Tuesday you guys will get a claims someone
to get the estimate rolling?
Get an estimate out there, from your guys' end. And she looked at him and she goes, and this cute little lady, Boston, red hair, and she goes, "What are you, crazy?" She goes, "You see the trucks? I got a burnt building that is our old shop that we're trying to reconstruct right now. Yep. I'm working out of this old piece of crap shop out in the snow." And she goes, "You're out of your mind." She goes, "We'll get it done when we get it done."
Get it done.
So at the end of the day,
it's gonna be a long, painful process, people.
Sometime next week, hopefully, adjusters and
estimates get rolling.
They'll start talking with each other, and then people will be able to make the decisions or assist Hammett in making the decisions that need to be made.
Right.
Worst case scenario.
They don't like that shop. Worst case scenario.
They don't like the shop, or they just say, "Hey, we can't fix this truck. We're not willing to put that kind of money into it."
Right, exactly.
So
here's the other thing. When you get into this rental truck, right, that luckily that I've been able to. Well, now I got to pay rentals. I got to pay this rental. I got to pay the insurance on the rental.
Worst case scenario, we're going to have to pay rental.
So, to have that Volvo on the road, it's a brand new Volvo. I think my expenses with the cargo and all that, because I'm getting 88%, it's roughly about $1,400 to $1,500 a week. So, I don't know how much the expenses are for this truck, because this is a much older truck. But assuming that it is, that means my weekly expenses just doubled. Just alone. you know. So even if I end up, you know, cutting clean, I'm pretty much gonna, I wouldn't exaggerate it, you know, but like working for free in a sort of sense, you know, for the next month.
Luckily for Hamlet, he's got a great wife at home that knows how to manage the household right, and she's a team player. So she sees his dream. So thank you, Mrs. Dubois, for being there and being that stronghold in these moments. And that's what we need, guys. You guys, you know,
have that support system.
That support system, family, good friends, so forth, and each of us in this community. That's all we're trying to do is, you know, stay strong. It's doable.
Yep.
So
going back to what Vet the Trucker said over here on the comments, he said, so am I set up for having the truck down? Well, in a sort of sense, I am, because I had the second truck. If you know, if it was running, no, it is running. If I had the title and paperwork.
But all that stuff could come in the next couple of weeks. If he ends up having to be in this truck, and he gets his other trailer fixed in the next couple of weeks.
Yep.
Let's say we get the back there by early next week, and we get the, you know, cross-loaded and the, you know, his nice utility trailer over to utility. They say it's going to take us a week to fix this thing out. He can give back the rental trailer on this one.
Yep.
And then let's say a week later, the stuff comes in from New York State, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna like give back your truck, lease Forward Freight Systems. I'm gonna like, you know, appreciate the help.
Appreciate the help. Yep. But I'm gonna run my truck because it's paid off.
Me and the main train, we're gonna jump in this old '99 bandwagon. Yep. Not have to deal with e-logs.
Yep.
And
not that it really doesn't matter.
Not that it really matters, but at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's a '99, and you know, but thankful for at the end of the day, this guy has mad freaking you know, desire to grow his company, and he's trying.
Listen, you could be in your feelings right now, right? After some accident like that, you could be in your feelings and just like mope the whole time, you know. And I'm just like, I'm moping inside, you know, but like I need to be professional. I need to be
focused,
and you need to be focused. You need to keep on the grind so that.
I can feel for him, because when in December, the beginning of December, when he hit the deers came out in front of him and said, "Hey, we want to run point." Oh my God, you know, he was stuck in that hotel for 6 days before I got there. Yep. I was on my own little vacation from my hitting a parked car on the side of the freeway that wasn't completely off the freeway. Yep. That's a whole other story.
That's a whole nother story right there.
But I opened up another can of worms. So, right there, yeah. You know, all that aside, it's easy to get depressed, man. It's easy to be away from, you know, even if you're talking to your family every day. So in this scenario, we're together. We're able to, like, you know, all right, dude, are you okay? What's going on? Let's, you know, and he's bouncing things off of me. Mm-hmm. Or, hey, let's make a video, you know. Yeah. You know, but, and then he's got his great wife. So at the end of the day, that's strong all around. And she said to him the other day, she goes, don't be getting depressed. Mm-hmm. You know, don't let this turn into a deer scenario. Yeah.
I was stuck in that hotel and I was crying, son. I was crying.
Easy to do. Yeah, you know, hotel and becoming friends with the delivery personnel, that gets a little old.
Yeah.
But the big thing, even learning from that, guys, he became really focused and said, okay, got to come up with another plan.
A game plan, yeah.
Let's get something else going. Yep. I'm not going to sit in a hotel for more than, and that's all we did. We did one hotel. We were out the very next morning. We didn't even take the continental breakfast. Yep. We were like Uber, get a rental car place, fight to get them from the rental car place.
You need to start making some moves, like on some real stuff. You don't stay stagnant. Think about what you're gonna do. Like, yeah, I wasted money on a flight for the both of us because
but he didn't know.
I didn't know. Like, we got to the airport and they were like, all flights are canceled. Boom, money gone out the window for the flights, right? So that's probably like, I think I spent $200 on that. Then
The rental.
Then the rental just going over there, right? That was another $150. Then we rented another rental from there to Chicago, which was $250 minus fuel. That thing was sucking fuel last night.
It's only a 13-gallon tank.
13-gallon tank. And so, anyways, folks, I'm probably $6,000 right now from what I could see. $6,000 down right now, and minus money that I didn't make, but at least the money that we're back rolling and getting this load done, and hopefully next week we'll start anew. So
we're gonna pick up a couple loads, get ourselves back to the East Coast, and
do what we gotta do,
get it happening. Then we're gonna hit back Cali or wherever and keep hammering it out.
Yep.
Best we can.
So inside this truck, just real quick, it sucks, man. This is not a truck to be teaming in, for sure. There is no space in cabinets or anything. And I'm not trying to sound like a spoiled little girl, but man, we're in this International right now. You can see it. Like, the cabinet is missing on that side. Cabinet is missing on this side. We only got our stuff to put up on that top bunk. It's not going to be fun, all right? So we're going to be roughing it out these next couple days, and hopefully we can figure something out. We could do it. It's a sacrifice, and luckily we are alive. So don't be down, all right? If you're going through this, if you went into, if you had an accident, whether or not it was jackknife or anything, just be glad that you're alive, because on the real, you could just be dead.
If there's a will, there's a way, baby.
Yep.
You guys gotta keep the faith and keep on trekking.
Yep.
If you love it the way we do, you're gonna keep on doing it.
Yep. So don't forget, mash the like button and mash the subscribe button. And we're gonna check you guys later. This is Ham with the Boss signing off. And
Main Train, much love. 2018, gonna make some good things this year. All right.
And stay safe, folks.
Stay safe.